Today we'll study about solubility. We'll study two types of solubility. Solubility of solid in liquid and solubility of gas in liquid. So let's start. Now first of all, what is solubility? Solubility of a compound is the maximum amount of that compound which can be dissolved in specific amount of solvent. And it depends on nature of solute and solvent, temperature and pressure. Now this was about the definition. Now what kind of solute can dissolve in what kind of solvent? So there is a rule for that. So we'll study about the solubility of solid in liquid. For that, the first and the foremost rule is that like dissolves like. It means that the polar solute dissolves in polar solvent and non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvent. Now you all know polar solute is that solute which has groups that has difference in electronegativity, and similarly the polar solvent. And the non-polar solute and solvent are those compounds which have no difference or similar type of electronegativity between the atoms attached. So example of polar solute and polar solvent are when sodium chloride is dissolved in water. Here the sodium chloride is a polar solute because there is electronegativity difference between sodium and chlorine. And also water is polar solvent because there is electronegativity difference, very much comparable difference of electronegativity between hydrogen and oxygen. So this will dissolve in water. Another example of polar solute is sugar, glucose. So it also dissolves in water. Now non-polar solute is naphthalene because it has only carbon and hydrogen and they have very negligible electronegativity difference. So it is non-polar, and it dissolves in benzene. Benzene is also an hydrocarbon. It is also a non-polar solvent. So non-polar solute dissolves in non-polar solvent. So as you can see, naphthalene, if you dissolve in water, it won't be dissolved because naphthalene is non-polar solute and water is polar solvent. So this was the rule for solubility of solid in liquid. Now what is equilibrium? For that matter, we have to study first dissolution and crystallization. So dissolution is the process in which a solute dissolves in a solvent and its concentration increases in solution. So when we add a solute in a solvent, its concentration increases. The greater the amount of solute we add in solvent, the greater will be its concentration. Now, what is crystallization? Crystallization is the process in which some solute particles collide with each other and separate out of solution as crystal. So, the solute particles, when they collide, they immediately separate out as crystals. So, this is the crystallization process. When the dissolution and crystallization occurs both simultaneously, and there is a stage when there is the number of solute particles coming into the solution will be equals to the solute particles separating out of the solution. So this is the stage which is called as equilibrium state. In this case, solute plus solvent is in equilibrium with the solution. So this is also called as dynamic equilibrium. Now we'll study the types of solution. So based on the solubility, we have three types of solution: saturated solution, unsaturated solution and supersaturated solution. Now what is saturated solution? Saturated solution is that solution in which no more solute can be dissolved. That means if you will add the solute in the solvent, in a specified amount of solvent, the solute will become PPT, that it will precipitate, right? Now next is unsaturated solution. Unsaturated solution is that solution in which more solute can be dissolved. If you are for example, if you are taking 100 ml of water and you are adding some sugar, and now you, after some time, you add some more sugar and dissolve, and it gets dissolved. That means this is unsaturated solution. Till the point the sugar is not precipitated, it is the unsaturated solution. Now what is supersaturated solution? As the name suggests, the solution which contains more solute than the saturated solution. It means that when you have dissolved the amount of solute which can be maximum dissolved, that is, the solubility is now completed. So the solute will come out now as a precipitate. So this will be known as supersaturated solution. Now, effect of temperature on solubility. What is the effect of temperature on solubility of solid in liquid? The case is the effect of temperature on solubility of solid in liquid. So we'll consider the two cases. The first is endothermic process and second is exothermic process. Endothermic process is that process in which the enthalpy is greater than zero. That is, it is positive. Why? Because here the energy is absorbed by the system. For example, you can see in a glass of water, when you dissolve some sugar, then the glass is cooled. If you touch the surface of the glass, it is cooled. Why? Because it is an endothermic process. The dissolution of sugar is endothermic process. So in this case, the solubility increases with increase in temperature. So when you heat that sugar plus water solution, and you will see when you will add more sugar, it will readily get dissolved. So in endothermic process, the solubility of solute in liquid increases with increase in temperature. Another case is of exothermic process. Exothermic process means enthalpy change is less than zero. That is, enthalpy change is negative. Why? Because in this case, heat is produced by system. Heat is released by the system into the surrounding. So in this case, solubility decreases with increase in temperature. The more you give the temperature, the more the rise in temperature, the solubility will decrease. So these both rules are according to the Le-Chatelier principle. Now, effect of pressure on solubility of solid in liquid. Since solid and liquid are incompressible, so they are not affected by change in pressure. Therefore, the pressure does not have any significant effect on the solubility of solid in liquid. Now, what is the solubility of gas in liquid? We have till now studied the solubility of solid in liquid, but now we'll start the solubility of gas in liquid. So first we'll see what is the effect of pressure on the solubility of gas in liquid. For that, Henry gave a law that is called as Henry's law, and it states that the solubility of gas in liquid is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. That means when the pressure of the gas is increased, the solubility of gas in liquid is also increased. Or another statement for this can be that partial pressure of the gas, that is P, is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the gas, that is chi, in the solution. So the mathematical statement or the formula is this. that is P is equals to Kh into chi. Now this Kh is the Henry's constant, P is the partial pressure of the gas, and chi is the mole fraction of the gas. Now the application and or the biological phenomenon related to Henry's laws we'll discuss. You must have seen the soft drink bottles are sealed under very high pressure. Why? Because at high pressure the solubility of the gas in the solution increases. That's why the soft drink bottles are sealed in high pressure, so that the CO2 remains in the drink, its solubility increases due to the high pressure. This is according to Henry's law. Now, a biological condition is anoxia. It is the condition when the mountain climbers become weak. Why they become weak? Due to the low blood oxygen. And this low blood oxygen concentration is due to the low partial pressure of oxygen at higher altitude. So this is also according to the Henry's law. The low pressure leads to low oxygen gas in the blood. Now, what is the effect of temperature on solubility of gas in liquid? Dissolution of gas in liquid is an exothermic process. It means that when you dissolve a gas in a liquid, it will release energy or release heat. Therefore, we have studied in the case of solubility of solid in liquid that for exothermic process, the solubility decreases with increase in temperature. That is inversely proportional to each other. So, in this case also, the solubility of gas in liquid decreases with increase in temperature. Or we can say that when the temperature increases, the gas escapes from the solution. So, its solubility in liquid decreases. So, this was all about the solubility. I hope you understood the topic. Thank you.